push the buzz like rush. Whatever tunes your knees to mush, they hit the lift. Even if you gotta sift through the shit to get to the twist, the smile I hide like it's your very last line. You'll never get another try. Do it loud, do it for the loud, for the here and now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm finally getting around to giving you the details of the Topeka, the Bfro Topeka reported Bigfoot Sasquatch sighting on West 94th Street. And this is where it starts, outside of Kansas City. You can see the white dot with the red X. And now let's zoom in a little bit. Still, the white dot with the red X is a little closer location, so you can kind of get an overview of where this is going to take place. I am going to let you hear the witness himself from that night give his report on what happened. So let's zoom in one more time. And again, the white dot, that's West 94th, and the arrow shows the direction that the witness was traveling in a Polaris Razor. So first of all, the gentleman, it took a lot of arm twisting to get him to even come forward and allow me to use even his voice. He was not too happy with this whole the outcome of everything about being in this report and having his name on there. So I'm not even going to give his name, and you're only going to hear his voice, and here he is.
When me and my buddy saw this, I'm like, I'm not telling anybody. They'll think we're loony. They'll lock us up. I have done no research. I can't say I followed anything before. But once you see it, it's hard. It's just, I keep trying to come up with a rational explanation for what I saw, and I can't. It's from the moment I saw it, my buddy was with me, and I think, well, we were coming home in a side-by-side. So he was queuing up the next song to play, so he actually has my phone in his hand, and he's looking for whatever song we were going to play. And I pointed off to his side. I basically said, is that a Sasquatch I'm seeing? It was walking up the hill, and it was getting dark, but the background was, dried grass, which it was almost pure white, at night. And this thing was walking up the hill and had its arms kind of swinging to its side. And I don't know how to say it, but that was my immediate thought of that's what this is. The only thing I could say is, we had slowed down point, we were only going 30 anyway, and we pulled up to where we were directly behind it, walking along a barbed wire fence, and it was at least twice that tall as the fence. Your typical cattle barbed wire fence maybe comes up to your belly button or something. But my buddy Warren says, there again, I'm driving, so I'm not watching it 100% of the time. I was trying to figure out where to stop and stuff. He says it turned its head once briefly and kind of glanced back at us, but it just kept walking. So I never really got to see the front of it. Just, got the side view and the back view. Warren, he says, are you okay if I report this? And I'm like, go ahead if you want. I think he went, what's his name? He's got a Facebook page, Jonathan Moneymaker. Oh, is it Matt? And so he contacted him, and they kind of did an interview over the phone. And of course, from that point on, it seemed to happen pretty fast. He put it on his Facebook page, and then some people here in Topeka and shared it on what's happening in Topeka kind of thing. So that next day, my phone was blowing up, text messages, phone calls. Well, at first, I was not very thrilled about that it got posted out there with my name on it and everything. And so I sent that moneymaker message, take my name off of this. Me and Warren, we've talked in quite detail about it since then. It was pretty quiet that night. I guarantee you, he could hear us, easily coming from a mile away. And probably as we got closer, decided it didn't want to make contact with us or whatever. And I assume it just started walking up to go over the hill. Initially, that night, it's like, how far was that away? And we're guessing 150 yards and stuff. Well, we went back out there the next day, and hell, it's only about 80 yards road up and over that hill. So, it was basically on the road as we were coming. Of course, once it went up over the hill, Warren says, should I go chase it? And I'm just like, at that point, all the scenarios are popping through my head. Yeah, you're going to go for that hill. I'm never going to see you again. I didn't know if it was a dangerous situation. And so we both kind of hesitated. We did turn around, went back to the first corner west, and then turned south, the direction it was walking, to try to get a second viewing of it. Didn't see anything. We went clear around the other side of the section to the south side of that section. And by that point, it was getting pretty dark to where you couldn't really see much very far away. We kind of used the headlights of the Razor, and I drove up in this, basically hayfield, and kind of like in a search pattern, went back and forth. Never did get another sighting. I guess in my mind, I had always envisioned that they were in Colorado or up in the mountains. And so it was a big shocker to me of what the hell are they doing here? You know what I mean? That's not the case. That they're not only in the forest. I mean, they're here too, I guess. There again, only had a back view. Or side view and back view, and just hair. By the time we got directly behind it and stopped, you got a back view. I can't say, and you could see it as it went over top of the hill with the sky in the background. It was, almost like a silhouette, but it was. Can't say I could make out anything specific on like muscles or anything like that.
So I had the witness take his Polaris Razor and drive around the section and show me where he went up into the field to try and catch another look at the Sasquatch that went along the fence line. And I timed it because it was suggested to me that, man, the Bigfoot or the Sasquatch got up over that hill rather quickly for that guy to go around and pull up into the field and not be able to see it. So I went ahead and timed it, and it actually took him 3.5 minutes So I don't know if he was going any faster that night, trying to make haste in getting over there. But but this day that he took this route, it took 3.5 minutes. So that is plenty of time for the Sasquatch to move on down into that draw that you saw earlier. There was a draw to the left of that fence line. And for it to be in that fence line on the left side meant that it's probably heading in the direction on for something on the left side of that fence, which would be that draw, that area of the draw. So that's probably the path that it took, and it didn't need much time to get in there. Uh, according to how much time it took this gentleman to get around that draw or around to the back side of that section.
for the heat.